Alright guys, what's going on? Second Blank here. How you guys doing? I'm doing very well, and welcome to something that's brand new to this channel. It is some Black Ops 2 gameplay commentary thingamabobbers. Oh yeah! Stretch out those pecs right now. Get some cookies, get some alcohol, get some milk, get some ice cream, preferably vanilla, and maybe a Rolo. Get some Rolos, and then put it in the blender right now, right? Mix it up, and then put some strawberries on there, and you got yourself a disgusting ass drink. Well, I don't know. I haven't tried that myself actually. Caramel, chocolate, vanilla ice cream. No. That's some nice alcohol. Preferably some barleys. I'm not encouraging you guys to drink. I'm just letting you know that may or may not taste disgustingly awesome. I don't know. But anyway, guys, what you've seen, of course, is some Black Ops 2 gameplay, multiplayer, and of course, you heard by now from the majority of commentators out there of how the multiplayer is, what's the best guns, what's the best game mode, best map to play on, what's great about the game, what sucks about the game, what they wish to add, what they wish to take out, all that good shit. I understand that you guys are tired of hearing it, because I know I fucking am. Here's something I want to give to you guys though, that a majority of commentators have not really discussed, that I feel like I should be discussing, and that is of course the campaign in Black Ops 2. That's right, people. There is a fucking campaign mode in Black Ops 2. Of course, you wouldn't have known that if you fucking play multiplayer straight out when you got the game, right? But, every time when I play a Call of Duty title, I always head to the campaign first to see what is the game trying to set me up for. Because, of course, multiplayer has its own issues, has its own thing. I understand that it's a life of its own, but it kind of piggybacks off campaign. So I always kind of want to know, like, the backstory. What's going on in the background? What exactly am I fighting for? All that good shit. What's the setting? What are they trying to make me do here? In a better phrase, I would say, what is my role here? What am I supposed to feel when I'm playing the game, right? So I always go into head to campaign, and I like to think that I know a good amount of Call of Duty lore, if you want to put it. I took that term from a commentator. If you guys know who I'm talking about, awesome. But I think I know the majority of what Call of Duty is like, and for the most part, they take on the very generic role of playing like just any first-person shooter, right? You shoot this, shoot that, escort this, defend this, shoot some more shit, play some kind of weird like vehicle-based kind of thing for a short while, back to shooting, all that good shit. It's always fun to play that, but of course it gets very repetitive. Now, the thing that Black Ops 2 did that was kind of interesting, that kind of took a different direction from most first-person shooters, not to say that they're the first ones to do it, but they took a bold step in taking that approach, is to add a few things that other Call of Duty titles have not done in the past. And the one I'm talking about is of having actually options in the game to actually take on different endings. So what I mean by that is, if you can think back for a second, if you ever played BioShock, and I'll say BioShock or either Skyrim, they always have these choices about what actions you take, right? If you take a particular actions, you get particular endings, right? So Black Ops sort of took that approach where you can have options for certain actions, and then that affects your ending for the game, right? So in that point, I think they took a very bold step, because doing that kind of stuff means that you have to actually have plots. You actually have to have story behind that, right? And of course, for the most part, Call of Duty is not well known for their story. It's not well known for their storytelling. So in order for that to actually work in their favor, is to actually have a good story. And I would say for the most part the story is there, but it's not delivered well, right? Because here's what I'm saying. I'm going to do a little spoilers here for a second, but you actually take on the role of being both Alex Mason and David Mason, which is the father and son, and Alex's best friend slash teammates slash colleague, Woods. I forgot his first name, but Woods. If you know who Woods is from Black Ops 1, you know who I'm talking about here, right? Okay, so what they try to do is they try to make you feel for the son, David Mason, in the story, right? But really, you don't really feel much for anything for him, because you get a little bit of story in the beginning about David, but then afterwards it's more or less about stopping the main antagonist, which is Raul Menendez, right? So you don't really feel for David all so much as just, going through the motions of like every first-person shooter does, right? Every Call of Duty title does this. The actual story, I think, behind Black Ops 2 was more or less between Alex and Woods, right? So the story in between there is kind of like what happened in the background to lead up to Black Ops 2, what happened in the future, right? So they kind of do like this past future kind of thing where like they take you to the past to what happened, the events after Black Ops 1, and then take you to the future, which is 2025, and it's kind of like, you know, try to link those two together, right? So there is a connecting story between those times. So I think what they should have done, in my opinion, is I think they should have focused more on Alex and on Woods instead of on David, because David was kind of like an afterthought, I think, and I think that's what happened. They try to make Woods and Alex sound compelling, but not to try to take away the spotlight, right? So they decided to just put in David there just for the hell of it, and David does play a certain role in the story. It just didn't feel like he played a good enough role to be the main character of the game. So I think over there they stumbled on a little bit. But the story is there. I mean, the story is good. For a Call of Duty title, that is. It's not the best story ever, but hell, you know, for a Call of Duty title, they did take a bold step in trying to make two different times to connect together like that, which is really interesting. And overall, the delivery of the story was alright. It was kind of stagnant a little bit. More or less, you get a feeling of what's going on. It's kind of predictable for, you know, for what kind of devices they were trying to do in order to make it sound compelling. So in some points you're like, oh, okay, I see where you're going with this, and they try to add like that little twist like they did in Black Ops 1, which they should have actually focused on more. Was try to make it really twisted story like they did in Black Ops 1, because I think for at least in my opinion, Black Ops 1 was one of the better stories than Black Ops 2. Of course, in order for Black Ops 2 to be actually good, is to kind of piggyback off Black Ops 1. So maybe it's not, if you probably stripped away the backstory of Black Ops 1, maybe it wouldn't be that great. However, I will say that they did some mass improvements in terms of storytelling. So they did some good things, they did some bad things. I think overall, it's pretty okay. For a Call of Duty title, it's pretty okay. Overall, not so much. If you guys have not played the campaign at all, I suggest you actually do, right? Because you actually get sort of a sense of what's going on in the game. You kind of actually feel for some of the characters here. And you'd be actually surprised at what the endings are like, because when I played it my first time running, I'm going through the second time right now. It's pretty interesting how the story plays out, especially when you pick different options for the actions that you do in the game. So there is 3 different endings for it. I got the one, spoilers, where Raul Menendez escapes from the prison in order to kill Woods in the end, and then kills himself by dousing himself in gasoline and lighting a match while digging up the grave of his dead sister and lighting himself on fire. Which I assume that's what happened. It doesn't seem apparent in the plot, because it was in the credits when it happened, but I assume that's what it was. Also, my favorite part in the ending was that little, I guess you could say it was a music video with Raul Menendez and Woods actually hanging out with Avenged Sevenfold and actually performing that song that I fucking love. Now for some reason I'm playing it in my head right now, and it's like, fuck, I love this band so bad. I love it that they put characters in from the campaign in the music video. So you see the president in there, you see the sergeant commander, you see Woods, you see Alex, you see Harper, you see you see everyone over there from the campaign in the music video just dancing in the fucking club while rocking to Avenged Sevenfold. Holy shit, my favorite part of the whole thing. I wish there was an option where you actually can hear or see the music video again in the game, because that's the thing I'll be playing every time I turn on the console and play that game. But anyway, that is my humble opinions of what Black Ops 2 is like. If you guys have opinions of your own on what you think about the campaign, if you have played it, go ahead and tell me in the comments below or in the inboxes, and I'll answer accordingly. And of course, I do recommend you guys to play campaign. You know, just take some time out of multiplayer for a little bit and actually play it. You know, it's actually pretty interesting. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Please enjoy your day/evening whenever you are watching this. This is Second Blank, saying peace out. Later, Gators.